Picture this: a 27-year-old rookie striker stands on the pitch, staring down Manchester United's defense. A few years ago, this same guy was playing Sunday League football with an ankle monitor strapped to his leg. Today, he's about to tear apart one of the biggest clubs in the world. This isn't a movie plot. It's the real-life journey of Jamie Vardy. How did a hard-partying pub league rebel become a Premier League legend? Strap in, because Jamie Vardy's story is the ultimate underdog tale of chaos, redemption, and triumph. From getting kicked out of an academy for being too small to scoring in 11 straight Premier League games, Jamie's rise defies logic. His path was anything but smooth. We're talking bar fights, ankle tags, vodka mixed with candy. Yes, really. And countless people telling him, "You'll never make it." This is a conversational, documentary-style look at Vardy's wild ride, with a touch of humor and a whole lot of heart. So, grab a seat and maybe a Red Bull in Jamie's honor as we dive into From Pub League Rebel to Premier League Star, the Jamie Vardy journey. Jamie Vardy grew up in Sheffield with a single big dream: to play for his boyhood club, Sheffield Wednesday. As a teenager, he joined their youth academy and looked set to chase glory. But at age 15, Jamie's world came crashing down. The club released him, deeming him too short to make it as a pro. It was a crushing blow, the lowest moment of his life, as he later admitted. To rub salt in the wound, within a month of being let go, Jamie shot up in height by about 20 centimeters. If only the club had waited, but they didn't. And young Vardy was heartbroken. He quit football entirely, convinced his dream was over.
For the next 8 months, Jamie hardly kicked a ball. He was a disturbed child known for mischief rather than punishment. Friends who knew his talent encouraged him to play again. Finally, one day, a friend asked Jamie to join a local pub's Sunday League team. There are no expensive stadiums here, only a scruffy pitch at the park and post-match pints at the pub. Jamie was hesitant and lacking confidence, but he laced on his boots nevertheless. And boom, in his first game back, he came on as a substitute and scored 2 goals in one half, leaving everyone wondering, who is this guy? In actuality, he was playing under a fictitious identity, borrowing a friend's ID to escape detection, so the local newspaper identified the day's star as some mystery man named Glenn. Jamie Vardy returned to the pitch, but he was a long way from professional football. He finished the season with 50 goals and a local league title, scored for beer money and bragging rights. But to the rest of the football world, he remained unknown, wasted talent and self-destruction. Thereabouts, by the age of 20 or thereabouts, Jamie's football career was practically over. During the week, he worked at a factory constructing prosthetic limbs, earning only enough to get by. On weekends, he'd play for Stocksbridge Park Steels in the 8th tier of English football, earning around £30 per match. Jamie's lifestyle, small crowds, and muddy surfaces were not conducive to high-performance athletics. He had a reputation as a party animal. Teammates would discover him at training, reeking of drink from yet another night out. He admitted that he was sabotaging himself. In his memoirs, Jamie even remarked that Mario Balotelli, a player famous for mischief, would have been proud of his actions. However, this crazy lifestyle had consequences. Jamie went out one night with a friend who was wearing a hearing aid. When a few of strangers began insulting his friend's disabilities, Jamie's protective instincts flared. A brawl broke out, and Vardy fired fists to defend his partner. He wasn't proud of it, but it got him in big trouble. Jamie was convicted of assault and placed under a 6 p.m. curfew with an electronic ankle monitor attached to him. Yes, the future Premier League star played with an actual ankle tag on his leg. If Stocksbridge had an evening away game far from home, Jamie would have to be substituted at the 60-minute mark so he could return in time to beat his 6 p.m. curfew. Missing curfew meant jail time. Talk about the thug vibes of the Sunday League. Back then, life was really dismal. Imagine being 22 years old, locked in a local bar around 6 p.m. every day, drinking a pint with regulars who gave up on their goals while watching your peers, guys your own age, play on TV during World Cup matches. In his hometown pub, Jamie would watch athletes like Aaron Lennon, who was born the same year as he, excel on the international scene. That existence seemed as distant to him as the bartender bringing drinks. Deep self-doubt crept in. Despite having obvious aptitude, this man seemed determined to waste it. During these years, he came close to quitting football several times. It appeared as though Jamie Vardy's story would conclude with a warning. Remember that lad with potential who blew it. A second chance in non-league. Jamie appeared to be doomed to remain in amateur obscurity for the rest of his life. But fate intervened. By 2010, Vardy was 23 and still in Stocksbridge. But despite the tumult, one thing remained constant. The kid could play. In 3 seasons there, he scored 66 goals in 107 appearances and even helped the team earn its first promotion ever. His serious performances drew a lot of attention. Finally, Halifax Town, a 7th-tier team, took a £15,000 chance and signed him. £15,000 may not sound like much, but it was a significant sum for a semi-professional team. Halifax's manager recognized something in Vardy that was worth the effort. They even persuaded Jamie to leave his industrial job to focus on football. For the first time, he made more money from football than from lifting carbon fiber at a workshop. Jamie did not disappoint. He ripped through defenses in Halifax. During the 2010-11 season, he led the club in scoring with 27 goals and was named Players' Player of the Year. Vardy's goals helped Halifax win the league title and earn promotion, according to Sportskita.com. Suddenly, the late-blooming striker was making headlines. Jamie's name became national news for the first time after his transfer, according to a small item published by the BBC. For a guy who recently played in a park under a fictitious identity, a mention on the BBC seemed enormous. Scouts began sniffing around, intrigued by this beer-chugging goal machine that was lighting up non-league football. Vardy's ascent continued after a year with Halifax. Fleetwood Town, a 5th-tier team, paid a then-club record £150,000 to sign him, which was an unprecedented amount for a non-league player. Some Fleetwood players were skeptical. Why are we spending so much money on a guy from the lower leagues? However, Jamie promptly converted them. Gareth Seddon, Vardy's teammate, noted that after one game, everyone understood why Vardy was worth it. Vardy was electric, blistering speed and brutal finishing. During the 2011-12 season, he scored 34 goals, 31 in the league, including 2 hat tricks, helping Fleetwood win the conference title. Jamie became the most sought-after player outside of the Football League after winning another Players' Player of the Year award. Fleetwood's progress earned them promotion to League Two and eventually the professional divisions. But Vardy was set for an even bigger rise. Scouts from Premier League and Championship teams were already in the area. According to reports, Fleetwood rejected Blackpool's £750,000 offer in favor of a miraculous 7-figure payment. Jamie was referred to as the £1 million man, the most costly non-league footballer in history. As it turned out, Leicester City, who were in the Championship at the time, paid £1 million to sign Vardy in May 2012. 10 years after most elite football players begin their careers, Jamie Vardy was finally a full-time professional at the age of 25. It appeared that the local troublemaker from the pub league had made it to the big time. In actuality, his most difficult trials were still to come. Hitting rock bottom in the big league. Jamie was a pro when he got to Leicester, but old habits don't go away. Vardy initially found it difficult to adjust to the drastic change from non-league to the Championship, which is England's 2nd division. He scored a couple of goals in his opening weeks, but his form drastically declined as the 2012-13 campaign progressed. His remaining 19 games of the season saw him manage just 1 goal. He looked out of his depth for extended periods of time, With his confidence destroyed, Jamie began to hear taunts from Leicester supporters who thought he wasn't worthy of the £1 million payment. His old enemy, self-doubt, returned more powerful than before. The man who had put in so much effort to get here was now thinking about giving up everything. What was Jamie's response to the pressure? Unfortunately, by slamming into the bottle. Due in part to his nightly intoxication, he would tend to a persistent injury for longer than usual. Colleagues found out about his strange habit of consuming vodka mixed with Skittles candy from a huge bottle to fall asleep. As his life looked to be going in a downward spiral, he joked, "Taste the rainbow." As it turned out, Jamie Vardy was becoming a high-functioning drinker who was jeopardizing his recently launched career. Vardy was so disappointed that he pleaded with the Leicester coaching staff to send him back to Fleetwood on loan before the end of that season. He thought about giving up football completely when they said no. He even entertained the idea of leaving England completely, telling friends that he may relocate to Ibiza and work as a party producer. Consider this. Jamie Vardy was prepared to leave his career as a professional football player in 2013 in order to distribute flyers to nightclubs in Spain. It may sound crazy considering what happened afterward, but his trip almost ended there. The pitch was the true wake-up call. Rebecca, Jamie's fiancée, became frustrated with his self-destructive conduct while she was expecting his kid. Jamie disappeared for 2 days one weekend while intoxicated. Rebecca was distraught when she eventually located him, almost unconscious, at a pub. She gave Jamie an ultimatum that rocked him to his core while crying with disappointment. "I'm not bringing our baby into the world with you carrying on like this." People would sacrifice their lives to be in your shoes. Whether you have me or not, you must make your life meaningful. However, don't discard this. Jamie was struck by those words, like a freight train. Now that he had officially reached his lowest point, he had to decide whether to change or lose everything. Redemption and the rise to the Premier League. Jamie Vardy made the decision to change his ways by substituting his great devotion to football for his wild partying and candy vodka habits. He started a strange but successful pre-game regimen that included a cheese and ham omelet, a double espresso, and 3 Red Bulls. After being rejuvenated, Vardy took charge during Leicester City's difficult 2013-14 campaign, scoring important goals and having a direct impact on game results. His work set off an incredible 21-game winning streak, which helped Leicester win the championship and earn promotion to the Premier League. The 27-year-old who had contemplated leaving has become a Premier League star and the player of the season for Leicester. Vardy marked his redemption and the beginning of an even bigger tale by jokingly acknowledging his journey by adding his famous Skittles vodka to the team's celebration water containers. Real-life events can occasionally surpass even Hollywood's imagination, as demonstrated by Jamie Vardy's incredible trip. Vardy's journey from a struggling Sunday League player to Premier League champion exemplifies tenacity and willpower. His unwavering perseverance and love for football allowed him to find redemption in spite of numerous setbacks, moments of uncertainty, and bad choices. His narrative serves as a strong reminder that no matter how unlikely your aspirations may appear, it's never too late to pursue them. His story demonstrates that anything is possible if one is determined enough. If Jamie Vardy's journey inspired you, smash that like button and subscribe for more amazing football stories. Let us know in the comments what you admire most about Vardy. Thanks for watching.